I'm truly honored here tonight to be inducted in the Hall of Fame, especially after growing up and learning how to play hockey in Southern California. That's something they didn't mention. I was introduced to hockey by a friend of our family's who was actually from the Boston area by the name of Art Guiney. Art would later on become instrumental in the development of Southern California hockey and getting West Coast players into East Coast prep schools and universities. In 1962, a rink was built in Burbank, and at that time there was probably 5 rinks in the entire LA area. Art asked me if I'd be interested in checking out the program, the youth program that they're starting up. They had about 40 kids, ages 8 to 14. Nobody had any experience. Nobody had any equipment. Most of us used rental skates. Our uniforms were Levi's and white sweatshirts. But every year it got a little better. More kids started playing, local sporting goods stores started carrying hockey equipment, and a couple more rinks were built. But when I came back to Boston, I couldn't believe how popular the sport was. I mean, every town had a rink. There was hockey in school, there was hockey after school, there was summer leagues, there were winter leagues. And hockey was in New England like surfing and baseball was in Southern California. My first year at Boston State, I made the freshman team, but my sophomore year, I realized it was going to be tough. They had a solid varsity team and only a few spots open. I knew that if I didn't make the team, there was no JV team to fall back on. Basically, my hockey was over. I'll never forget the first day of tryouts. I really wanted to make a good first impression. I went and got my skate sharpened, got a new stick. I think I showed up at the rink an hour early. The first half of practice, just skating, loosening up. And after about a half hour, out came the pucks. The first drill we did was a one-on-one drill where the forwards line up in the corner, defensemen line up the blue line. The forward picks up the puck, skates up the ice, puts his best move on the defenseman, tries to skate around and get a shot on the goalie. Well, as I'm standing in line in the corner, I'm counting how far back I am from the front of the line, and I'm checking the defenseman's line to see who's going to be my defenseman to go against. Just my luck. I drew Richie Craven, senior co-captain from Charlestown. All right, my turn comes up, take off up the ice. Just as I get to Richie, I lose the puck in my skates. Something you never want to do in hockey, put your head down. He hits me with a hockey check. I thought I was going to land in the stands. I made it look like a yard sale out there. I get up, I pick up my equipment, and get back in line. So much for first impressions. But fortunately, the coach at Boston State, Eddie Berry, was the kind of guy that if you had a little ability and you worked hard, paid attention, and kept your hair trimmed, he'd give you a chance. And I ended up making the team. And little by little saw more and more ice time. Then Eddie started putting me in more critical situations like penalty kills, and him showing confidence in me gave me confidence in myself. This really helped to elevate my game and taught me a life lesson that I've used raising my kids and how I've been treating my employees over the years. Hockey it's a team sport, and I wouldn't be up here if it wasn't for the guys I played with. Every year, Boston State would have a solid bunch of guys, players, that got along well both on and off the ice. In a lifetime, 4 years is a short length of time, but my 4 years at Boston State had a huge impact on my life. Thanks.